everyone is keeping well this afternoon. Welcome to our afternoon sessions system training. This is one of the 10 basic training that everyone, inclusive of those has just joined M Life, or whether you are leading a team. This is one of the basic system training that we should always revisit. So today's topic will be on how to utilize, make good use of the materials and the tools that we have on hand. Yeah, I'm sure many of us should know this term called ABC. Do you know what ABC is? Basically, it is a leverage system that we use to leverage on others' experience, to leverage on something which can be used to influence or to make the meeting or to make the gathering more efficient and more effective. So ABC basically stands for advisor, bridge, and customer or clients. So normally the person, the introducer would be the bridge of the advisor and the potential prospects. So if you are not really sure what ABC is, I can also suggest that you could get this information by attending our ambassador training, or what we call AMT, which is conducted once every 2 months. You can always check out the schedule in your local country when is the next AMT. But for today, I'm going to introduce to you one of the A, which most distributors or new distributors might not know. We always think that A should be a person, A could be our upline, A could be our ESTs, A could be our TEs. But do you also know that A can also be the sales tools that you have? Yeah, the A could also be the tools or the materials or the books or the CDs or the starter kit that you get when you join M Life. This can be our A also. Yeah, so this is the focus for today's system training. So these are the 5 main importance or the benefits of using tools. We should always have our materials, our sales materials, our sponsor materials, our testimonial books, our printed materials, or even online links ready in hand, ready in our handphone. Because sales materials or sales tools, we can, when we need it, and when we have it, we can use it immediately. It is good to pass it to prospects. It is also good for us to pass it to our downlines. And this is one of the most direct way to leverage, which I will discuss more later on. Right? It is also a very effective tool for duplication, whereby we not only teach, but we also hand out the materials. When time is not of convenience, we can also hand out these materials so that our downlines or our organization can learn straight away, or can prepare beforehand, right? And it is also one of the fastest and the most direct way to implement the system. So when we're talking about being in the system or using the system, sales tools is one of the most important element. Okay, so how does sales tools increase our power of influence? This is one of the most important areas of using sales tools, right? It can influence the whole outcome of our table talk, of our meetings, of our seminars, right? We use different kind of tools for different situations. But more often than not, I find that when we do the talking, without any sales materials or without any books or any information to back up on. It is always just us talking and the person listening, okay, based on their trust on us only. So sometimes it's not how much talking we do, but sometimes it is about, most of the time, is about what we can use as a backup to what we say. So I find that this kind of leverage actually works more effectively. Talk less, show more. Right? So for our sharing, our sales, our sponsoring, and our servicing, we have many materials and many tools. Like for sharing, it is better for us to guide them using the testimonial book, rather than us just talking about the benefits, keep sharing from our mouth. We let them see the materials. Sometimes when they want some more professional advice or more scientific proof, about the importance of sleep, is sleep that important, we can always also just whip up a book on why we sleep. Whatever is shown inside there, of course, is more powerful than what is coming out from our mouth. Right? Like for career sharing, we can take out this ABO book to do the explanation. Inside, there's a lot of information to back up on the company's background. We can use our amazing booklet. Inside there's a lot of TE3 sharing. We can even just watch with them together on the laptop or on our handphones, on the YouTube links that we have. So all this actually backs up what we are talking about, and it is more convincing, okay, and influencing if we know how to use these tools more effectively. Okay. So now in this online world, we are not only limited to books or physical materials that we have on hand. Prior to this, physical materials on hand are one of the most useful. Now there are also online materials already, right? So we need to know, what online materials that we have at our disposal. If every one of us has a smartphone, you have full access to all these type of videos. It's just that, do you know where to find them or not? Right? So over here today in this system, I will guide you to where to find all these videos. This our recognition night video, which is very good if you want to impress people on the success of the company, to give them a feel, okay, of what they could achieve in recognition. Sometimes recognition video will have this kind of effect. When watched together, or where they get the link to watch alone, they will feel the euphoria. They will feel the excitement. They will start to imagine that they are there themselves. Okay. And then there are also activity videos like our holiday incentive. Some people, after they watch this kind of videos, they feel that it is a very interesting thing. They feel that they want to join in also. So these are the what we call the results, okay, or the effectiveness or the power of using video, to influence a person's decision, or the power of video to open up the imagination, the possibilities of an individual, right? And then we do have professional videos like World Sleep Day videos. All these are very impressive. They will create a very impressive impression on your prospects. Always know how to use this kind of videos, right? So first and foremost, before we talk about videos for our prospects, first we have to know what are the videos that we can use, what are the tools that we can use to help us to do duplication in our network, or to educate our network. Education on the network does not only come from you, and it's not only limited to you. Maybe there are some people which are not really into, they are still new into M Life. They have not done any network marketing business before, so maybe it will be quite difficult for them, but they already have downlines. So what can you do if you are in such a situation? You are not a teacher yet, you do not have that knowledge yet. So but how do you lead? How do you duplicate the system? okay, that this is where this kind of videos come in. Not everything we have to teach ourselves, and not everything we have to wait for our TEs or our ESDs to teach. We can always take things one step forward, or we can do things faster by just sending these video links. So you should be able to subscribe to MLife Sleep Health Expert. When you subscribe, you can also put on the notification bell so that every time when something new comes up, you are being notified, right? So I think every MLife partners who are in the business should have already subscribed to MLife Sleep Health Expert. If you have not yet, maybe you can write it down now, jot it down, or maybe you can even go into YouTube and find for MLife Sleep Health Expert now. All right. That inside we have already categorized all the category inside the playlist. Like for system course, if you want Malay, then we have already got the Malay segment. If you want English, we've got the English segment. If you want our product training in English, we have product training solely in English. So you can just click on the playlist, and then there will be a list of the trainings that is available, right? So all these are resources for you to duplicate the system, easy for you to pass down information, and easy for you to educate your network in a timely manner. And it's also easy for us ourselves to learn and relearn and revisit each topics every time when we can. Sometimes by revisiting certain topics, we can find inspiration, we can find some answers to our problems. So this is where this kind of video comes in, right? So this is the distributor cost. Over here, you click into the playlist, you will see there will be 10 system courses inside. Like over here in this slide, you can see, how do you present a convincing Purple Ocean OPP? What are the main points? You can always revisit back this particular topic so they can pick up some points. And it's also good to listen to it before you meet with your potential prospects. If you are not really sure, you are still new, you are not that confident, always listen back first, then you get some ideas, then you are more confident for your appointment. Maybe your upline has no time at that time, the appointment was, the timing was not right, you have to go on it your own. You can always listen back to this, right? And this is about product training. Sometimes when, of course, some prospects, maybe they are more knowledgeable, they ask you some questions that you might not have the answer to, you can also share with them. You can also share with them this video, because this kind of product training videos has a lot of details inside. Our products are good. It is also perfectly okay. It's not necessary they have to be a member, then only they can listen to this kind of topics or materials. You can also send it to them. But of course, if you have not explained to them, you have not met them, you have not give them a general idea about the product, you just send this link to them, this product training to them, it is not going to work. This one works as a backup, as something that you can leverage on during your conversation or your closing process, right? Now, this is about this MLife Sleep Health Expert. And then there is another one that you should be already subscribed to, is our MLife International page. You should have already subscribed to this, and also click on the notification bell, right? In our MLife International, inside we have a lot of recognition videos. We have a lot of event videos. We have a lot of product advertisement videos, and even success sharing, and some infomercial is inside, right? So there's a lot of categories inside MLife International. I encourage everyone to go into this channel and have a browse, and also take the time to explore what is inside, because by exploring, you know where to find the content, and then when you need it, you can use it immediately. And all these videos are perfectly okay for you to share with your friends. Share with your friends for follow-up. They are very good for follow-up. Okay, so inside you can see there's a lot of sharing, team elite sharing. If you are talking about business opportunity to people, you want to find a person which they can relate to, maybe they are business owners, you can send them Jimmy Shahs, you can send them Mr. Chu's, maybe if they are professionals, you can send them Cynthia's, you can send them Henry's. Okay, so this all this type of sharing, we have to know how to leverage on them. So sometimes going out talking to people about the opportunity or about the product is not about us talking only, right? Always be prepared, to give them materials. Always be prepared to give them other additional information. And I think videos are very good because videos, there is audio, there is a picture, okay, they can listen to it, and then there's a background music, all these will create a very good perception, or a very presentable presentation to convince a person, right? So we have all this ready for you. And where do you find all this? Is at our M Life International page, right? And then if you are talking about, coming into this business, why you should get an MF. Sometimes it's not about us talking how great MF is, but we can also show them. We can show them our MF sharing. Why did they make this decision? Why they did what they did? All these are available inside M Life International, right? So I hope that everyone knows where to get what. So one is our M Life Sleep Health Expert. That is where we do our trainings. You can get all the basic training materials, product training, and our system training, the 10 basic course inside, so that you can listen it to yourself and you can also duplicate down in your network. And secondly, we have this M Life International, whereby we have a lot of companies' event videos, our success sharing videos, our MF sharing videos, our product infomercials are all inside. So have an explore, and you know where to get these materials on hand, and you can use it straight away when you need it. But if you want testimonials, we also have another channel under M Life Testimony Sharing. You can type in YouTube, you search for M Life Testimony Sharing, and then you subscribe to it. You subscribe to it and also put on the notification bell so that when got new testimony videos coming up, you know what is the latest info. So in here, we have got testimony sharing for electric potential therapy, got sharing for platinum energy, got sharing for CAP, got sharing for our pillow, our platinum quilt, all is a very extensive list. Some of them has got English subtitles and some is in English also. And then we also have it in Mandarin. So this is the channel specifically for testimony sharing. So right now, until now, at this point, I've already introduced 3 channels to each and every one of you. One is Sleep Health Expert, one more is M Life International, and one more is testimony sharing. All these are all recorded in YouTube. It's all uploaded to YouTube. This would be our library. This would be our digital library, so that you just need a smartphone, or you will have all this information at the tips of your hands. So having materials on hand, digital wise and physical wise, both of these works hand in hand together, because we cannot have one without the other. One without the other. Books, magazines, physical copies, when we pass it to our friend, it is easy to browse instantly. It's something that they can hold on physically. It creates in a different feel, right? Like for this kind of digital links, we should also be mindful that sometimes our friends' handphones or mobile phones, there is a lot of information, so they might miss your link. So always follow up. No matter you give physical materials or you give digital links, always follow up on them, whether they have watched it or whether they have read it or not. So the best way to follow up is the next meeting. Always make it a point when we pass materials to our downlines or maybe to our prospect, always make it a point to follow up within 48 hours. 48 hours, to do another meetup, to do another appointment, or maybe now is very convenient, we can do it through Zoom in a 30-minute session. So just in case they haven't read it or they haven't watched it, we can always do it together. Yeah, we can do it together in that Zoom session. Maybe you have sent them a testimonial link. Oh, they haven't watched it. People are so busy nowadays, right? So we have a short 30-minute session. You just prepare the link. You prepare the link, you prepare the video, and then you watch it through the short Zoom session so that you can get the message across. All right. So this is how we use materials effectively. Then also we have this M Life Official Fans Club. This is where you can get all of the AST topics are inside. Okay, all of the AST topics are inside. You can type in the keywords and you would find you can type in some specific keywords like closing, prospecting, or selling, or even DZAC. Then they will come up with the appropriate videos that you can watch. So this is the M Life Official Fans Club library. All the AST topics are all inside. Right. Then also we have some which is M Life Dream Maker. M Life Dream Maker is more towards motivation. More towards motivation, and it is a very good tool for you to send or remind your downlines or your network periodically. Some of the very important message or mindsets that they should hold on to, they should be aware of, because doing this business, although it is a very easy and duplicable, but we know going out to do the business, they will be faced with a lot of challenges. So there should be timely reminders, timely boosters, timely motivators. So sometimes when we are not around with them, maybe they are in another country or in another state, very far away, we can always use this type of tools to encourage them, to motivate them. Sometimes not only through our mouth, but through another speaker's mouth, although it is the same content, but it creates in a very different kind of feeling and motivating factor. Right? So in our M Life Dream Maker is more towards this motivation part, okay, our mindset part. And then M Life International YouTube channel, it is more towards information about the company, about our products, about our success sharing, about our TE sharing, our recognition videos, our travel incentive videos, our worst day videos is more towards that. Right? So I hope that everyone is clear what is available online now for everyone to use. Right? So who do we sell these materials to? Selling means who do we introduce it to? Who are our this target market to market it to? Right? One, of course, is ourselves. First and foremost, whatever materials that we have on hand, be it the most basic sales kit that you have on hand, and all the online tools which are available to you, I hope that every one of us can take some time off every day, no matter it's a 10 minutes or 15 minutes, to go inside and watch every single one of them. By doing this, everyday action is more important than watching it one go. This is what I would like to think. You just spend around 10 to 15 minutes a daily habit, to watch over the videos, or to read over the materials, or to read over the books. I think you would improve a lot. And you will also know, most importantly, is you will also know how to use the material because you have gone through it yourself, and you know where to find the materials because you have seen it yourself. So when you have, it is just like using product. When you use the product, you feel the benefits, you know how to share, right? Like for tools, it's the same. If you read the tools, if you use the tools before, you watch the videos before, you will have a general idea, how useful is it? You have a general idea of where to find the information, right? So what is the fastest way to get information is to, first discover it for ourselves, and then watch it, this is the fastest way, right? And then the secondly is when we have already watched it for ourselves, when we have read it for ourselves, we have to communicate that this tool the importance of this tool to our downlines. We have to introduce it to our downlines. You know, it will not be surprising that maybe some of our downlines right now don't even know that our company has got the testimonial book. Okay, they don't even know that the company has got a book, which is very simple and concise on the whole marketing plan, on the whole OPP. Why? Because there is a mismatch or a miscommunication, or maybe there is a gap, okay, whereby maybe we ourselves also are not proficient in this, or we have not used it for such a long time that we forgot about it, right? So later, I will introduce to you what are the physical materials, what are the books, what are the magazines that you should have in your in your bag or maybe in your room, in your house, or maybe in the boot of your car. These are the materials that we should stand by. You know, when we are doing this M-Life business, these are the tools that we should stand by for our downlines to pass on the information to them. This is one of the very important elements of duplication. And of course, tools it is mainly used to increase the confidence of our prospects. You know, verbally, but they can also see something visually. Visually, not only from your mouth, they can see something visual. Books has always been something like concrete proof or black and white kind of feel for people. So whatever you write inside the book has more substance than what we have to say. Because when we talk, it is always dependent on what background we are, how our friend regard us, you see. So if you are talking about health, if you are not, before this, you are not from the wellness industry, or you are not a doctor, you are not a physician, then of course, whatever you talk about health, your friend would regard you only as a normal person talking about health, correct? So how do we increase our influence? Is by using materials, right? If you are talking about this business, but you are not TE yet, you have you don't have the car to show yet, you don't have the Rolex to show yet. So how do we increase our influence when our upline is not there? We use these materials, we use videos. Okay, we share with them the videos of the people that already made it. So sometimes when we are new, it's not necessary that we have to make it, then only we can influence people. We can influence people by using all the tools that we have at our disposal, right? So why do we need this kind of tools? This is very important. Most people, maybe when we lead a team, you know, we will have downlines that say that they are not keen on buying these books, you know, they are not keen on watching YouTube, you know, but they want to do this business. So it is our responsibility as the upline to influence them, to convince them, to communicate to them this particular issue, or this particular area, that tools is something that you should invest not only your time but your money on, because tools is the fastest way. Passing down tools is the fastest way to pass down information. Passing down black and white materials, physical materials, okay, or these digital materials or information is the fastest way to duplicate the team. This is not only in network marketing, you know, things like history. How does history pass down from one generation to another? We find that if that particular culture only passes down the history of their culture through the word of mouth, through mouth only, through verbally only, it is always lost in translation or lost forever. But those cultures or those religions that really take the trouble to write it down in black and white, we can see now that they are, you know, that they are duplicated, that they grow not only in a local area, but they can grow worldwide, and their network is very massive. Okay, so if you want to create a massive network, it is not something that we should be, you know, very, very intelligent, or we should be very, very entrepreneur. Sometimes it's so simple as to being able, being proficient in transferring information only, being proficient in selling tools, be proficient in just passing down the tools from one generation to another, creating in this kind of culture, creating in this kind of habit. We make it a point that each and every one of our downlines who are involved in the M Life business, that they should have in their hands, basically, they should have the sales kit in their hands and the books inside. They should also have the testimonial books in their hands. This is the most basic. Basically, they have already subscribed, to M Life Sleep Health Expert, to M Life International, to our testimony sharing. They have got a Facebook account. They know they are already members of our M Life International page. They are already members of our this M Life fans page. You just make sure that they are in there. Then you are already duplicating the system. All right. So it is the fastest way to educate and train up our downlines, and is also the fastest way to communicate with the team which are outstation or even overseas. We use materials. We use these kind of materials as a source of information for them, right? So, time to do this network check now, okay? Because in direct selling or in network marketing, you want to see how healthy your network is. These three things you can do a check, a brief what we call like body checkup. This is like your network checkup. Right, these three main things. One, how many people in your network besides you can work independently? Okay, if the more people can work independent, meaning that they can sell themselves, they can do sponsoring by themselves, they can educate their network by themselves. How many people can work independently? But of course, not many people would in our network, there will be different kinds of people. Some people are more proficient, independent in selling. Some are more independent in sponsoring. So how many kind of people you have in your network? And then the secondly is, how do you know your network is growing healthily or not? It's the number of people that can attend each meeting. So sometimes in a local meeting, in a local setting, is your network growing from 5 to 10, from 10 to 15, from 15 to 30. At our larger events like World Sleep Day or even Recognition Night, maybe when you came into M Life, you started with 4 partners together. You have got 5 people together, but the next big event you grew up to 50. This is how you see whether your network is growing or not. But of course, we can also see it from our cell groups, from our small group meetings. Are you growing? Every week or every month? You started off with 4 people. Are you growing into 5 people, 6 people, 7 people? Talking about this cell group, it is perfectly all right to have those which are already in M Life, but those who are not in M Life, are they welcome to come into your cell group? If your cell group can give out positive vibes and the environment generally is good, I think it is also a good thing to include the people that want to know more about M Life, who want to do the M Life business, to come into the cell group and join us and see what type of people they will be mixing around with. So if they feel the positive vibes, sometimes they come into the M Life business is because they feel confident that they will succeed in this kind of environment, right? And then the third thing is the speed of data transfer, meaning that the speed that you can transfer the materials that you have on hand, that the company has, to everyone in your network. So we can always check on this. Leaders normally, when they go to a place to do table talks, to do ABAs, means M Life Business Advisory, meaning that the TE3 or the TE1 is the advisor. Normally, what they check is, do your downlines have the necessary materials on hand? Normally, what I would check is, I would ask, do you have the testimonial book on hand? How many books do you have? Right? So because this is an indicator of how well prepared or how healthy this downline is. You'll be surprised to see that some downlines do not even have any books on hand. So how are they going to run a business without tools? How are you going to run a business without tools? It's just like opening up a noodle store, but without the pots and pans. How are you going to run the noodle store? Correct enough, right? So these are some of the pointers that I can give you all in this training. So one of the main obstacle of a successful network normally is a team of people without a team of people without proper education and system implementation. Okay, so this is very important. Proper education starts from the upline, but if you yourself are not that proficient yet, okay, always leverage on companies' education system. Make sure that each and every one of your network partners come into AST weekly on Mondays. This is the least that you can do to duplicate down a proper education system, right? And then secondly is a team cannot perform well without proper system implementation. So the keyword here is implementation. The system is already there. In our M Life, it is already there. We have got this education system, AST. We have got this YouTube 10 basic course system. And then we also have this Super 5 system for you to grow your network, for you to start your network, to give you direction of what to do next. But the problem always lies in implementation. Implementation. How well are you in implementing the system to the dot? All right. So if you feel that you are not there yet, or you are not proficient yet, always go back to your upline and have a discussion on this, right? Because why do we use systems? Why do we use tools? Because in a direct selling setting or in a network marketing setting, everyone is different. We come from different family backgrounds. We come from different education levels. We come from different cultures, different age group, different gender. Okay, so how do we, so many different people, how do we spread a common message? How do we spread a common goal or a common direction? It's always through systems. It's always through tools. So everyone learn the same thing. It's the same like religion, like Christianity. Everyone reads the Bible, something like that, for example's sake. Okay, so things which are printed in black and white, things which are recorded digitally, it stays there. Okay, so it is also a reference for us. Okay, a reference for us, because by going through word of mouth, the meaning could change, right? The meaning could change. I think most of us has played this game before, whereby we pass a message, one message from one mouth to another. We after going through 10 people, the main message will be distorted, right? So how do we preserve the original content of the message? It is through this, what we call tools and materials, right? So how do we do the same education with the same materials? So over here, these are some of the tools, some of the events, some of the trainings that everyone can leverage on. Our ABO, our APS, AMT is ambassador training, AST is M Life Systems training, NDO is new distributors training, is very important. Every one of your new partners should come in. When they come in, we bring them to the next available NDO, new distributors orientation. All right. So, but maybe sometimes if the time is not right, then we can also, if we have listened to few times NDO, we can also do the NDO ourselves, or maybe we can use the fastest possible way to make an appointment with our upline to go through with them this orientation, right? NDT is new distributors training, PST is public speaking training, TBLC is team building leadership camp, Let's Go EST leadership training. We have a lot of trainings in M Life, right? So all these are very good for our network, to attend together so that everyone gets the same message. You will be very surprised to find that even though everyone listens to the same speaker, but they have got different conflicting views, or they understand differently. This is where we start to understand, how well you understand about the subject matter, okay, or from which perspective you are coming from, which might lead to next time, sometimes of potential problems, performance problems is also due to not being able to understand the real message behind. So always have a review after each and every training session. Always have a small group to review back or to ask for feedback so that you can understand your downlines more, right? And the other way of getting same education and training is not waiting for a training to happen, is by distributing the materials that you have on hand or online, right? So for the tools, what are the tools that we have at our disposals? Okay, we have newspapers, magazines, books, MP3s, DVDs. We have got a lot over here. I'm going to introduce to you one of them, or one of these magazine that you all should have. If you all do not have, please ask your upline. Your upline doesn't have, try to find it. At least have one copy on hand. Right, this is the top 10 magazine in Malaysia. Interviewing our founder, our founder, Mr. Liu. And in this magazine, it will have it will create in a very what you say, impressive, impressive uh, perception of our company, right? This one is the magazine, okay, interviewing our founder. It's not us advertising in the magazine. It is a totally different feeling, right? So you should have one copy on hand so that you can show it to your prospects, especially when you want them to work together hand in hand in this business, that we are here for real, and that our founder is such and such a person with such and such a vision. These would be the materials that can actually have influence, and it's very convincing, right? The other magazine is in Mandarin. This one is we can only get it in Taiwan, or maybe if you know Mandarin, maybe in your local office might have some copies also. Okay, and then we have a lot of newspaper cuttings, but just in case you have missed on these newspaper cuttings, we do have them in our amazing magazine. Over here is listed in number 4, volume 8 and volume 9. These are two of the more important amazing magazines whereby we showcase our events, our World Sleep Day in printed material. So do you have all these tools in hands? Yeah, if you are missing some of them, go check out in your local office or with your upline. They might have it, and then you buy it from them. Right. So this is a very important message. Buy it from them, not get it from them. Okay. These are the things that we have to invest in ourselves. Right. So mainly in our sales kit, we already have the ABO handbook. We have it in English as well. So testimonial handbook, you have to buy it. All right. And this platinum stick tag. Platinum stick tag, amazing. These are past issues of amazing. I think some of your uplines should have it. All right. And in the sales kit, there will be this kickstart handbook, whereby inside it will show you, what are the mindsets that you should have. What are the how to start off the business, listing the name list. All the things that a distributor, that someone that wants to do this business, they want these guidelines or some references, is all in the Kickstart handbook. So it's also very good for you as an upline to be kind of well versed in this handbook, so that you can guide your new partners. Right? If you have the Super 5 form on hand, it is all together the better. It can go hand in hand with this Kickstart handbook. For example, in the Super 5 form, there is one category whereby we have to do is to list the name list. How to list the name list? Okay, is there a guidance? Is there a guideline? Yes, there is. The guideline is inside the Kickstart handbook, right? If you feel, if you have got obstacle with inviting people, are there any standard Q&As? Yes, there is. It is inside the Kickstart handbook as well. Right? And there will be some CDs, but these CDs are normally in Mandarin. So right now, most of the English topics are all online. Are all online in our M Life Sleep Health Expert, or also you can find it in our official fans club. Right? And books, these are the books that we recommend. Unfortunately, for APT books, there is only in Mandarin. Alternatively, you can also find one book in Body Electricity by Dr. Jerry Tennant. All right, or the book about sleep. We think that this book is very good by Dr. Matthew Walker. All right, well, on this why we sleep. So these are generally the 7 items that you should have on hand. Do you have it on hand or not? And if you are leading a team, you not only should have one, okay? You not only should have one, you should have a few, okay? How many is a few, right? So over here is before I go on this, I think over here, how in under this, how to promote, how many you should have on hand. Yeah, if you are already a 1 star, I think you should have at least 5 on hand. Why? Because 1 star, maybe you have already got 4 partners, and your 4 partners has got some downlines. If you have got 5 on hand, everyone's got 5 on hand, you can always pass it down to your newer downlines when the time needs it. Okay, you always have this stock on hand so they can give it out. You can distribute out in a timely manner. Okay, most people, if they do not have any on hand, it is always like the scenario is something like that lah. You should have this, you should have this, but after a month or 2 months, they still do not have it. Why? Because at that point of time, time is of the essence. When the timing is there, we should be able to do it at that time. If after the timing, then most people would actually forget about it. So it's not surprising for me when I see that, even a new downline coming in, a new business partner coming in, after 2 to 3 months, they still do not have a testimonial book or the ABO book in their bag. Why? Simply because the system was not implemented well. All right, there is some gaps in between. So this is a reference for everyone. If you're 1 star, at least have 5 sets. If you're 2 star, at least have 10 sets. Most of our leaders, they have 20 sets and above in their car boot or in their house, or even in their own offices. They always have these materials on hand. Sometimes when we sell new materials, they will always buy in bulks. They will buy in 100 books, something like that, so that it is convenient for their downlines, other downlines, to get it from them when it's not available in the office. All right. So over here, we can always use this kind of materials like CDs, or we distribute our digital audios or even videos, right? We can use that to share how to share 5P effectively by listening to the videos, and the content, then you can share with your friend, okay, a particular, like let's say the 5P, the OPP video, or the video is very long. So when you share it to your friends, I don't think that you expect your friend to listen to the whole video, right? So sometimes you want to get across a certain message. I think you can send them the link of the video and then ask them to listen from which time, which minute, which hour, which minute to which hour, which minute. So your stuff, you have listening to before, you can use this tool more effectively. Right? Testimonial book you should really have on hand. Why? Because this is the one single book that can help you to introduce the product properly, and also have a lot of testimonials which are very we should actually be very convincing and influential in your friend's decision to join the company, or even to buy the product or not. Right? But if you want these people to work with you in this business, sometimes because we are not there yet, we are not TE3 yet, we are not a success in this business yet, always learn to leverage on your upline. And when your upline is not available, leverage on the videos, on the TE videos that we have on YouTube. Or let your prospect, let your business partner watch them. All right. This would also they will also feel more confident. This will also influence their decision. Okay. And then sometimes when we are not able to teach ourselves, because we are not that proficient yet, always leverage on the company's education system. Encourage your business partners to listen, to listen 10 to 15 minutes every day to learn something, or to revise on something, or to remind or to revisit some topics every day. Right? So like for videos and audios, if you are driving, like in Malaysia, normally when we drive, we will just pop in the CD so that we can listen back to the NDO, we can listen back to the NDT, we can listen back to the AMT trainings to let us to have a refresher course, right? If not, then maybe you can listen to this YouTube through your headphone on the MRT. Sometimes it's just to listen just to some part of it, some excerpt of it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I think is perfectly enough, right? Because you do it every day. Yeah. And one of the main benefits of YouTube is that it will actually let you continue where you left off the last time, so that you can continue on the next day. You listen for 10 minutes, okay, you stop, and then the next day you listen 10 minutes again. So this one would actually be a continuation education kind of thing. right? So this is how we can use our tools more effectively, right? So in conclusion, in conclusion, this kind of tools, how we use it, how well it's used, how well it's implemented in your organization, it all starts from you. Right? The company has already prepared this. We are also educating on how to use it well, but ultimately, how well your network uses it, it all starts from you. And what we say, the culture starts from you, because a culture will actually translate into the habits. If you have got the habit uh, prioritizing the effectiveness of tools, prioritizing the distribution of tools, your whole network will eventually follow what you are doing. Like what you say, monkey see, monkey do lah. Okay, so if you prioritize on this, you place a lot of emphasis on this, then I can say that your network would not be lost in transfer of information. Right, transfer information. And then right now, information is moving very fast. We are already beyond like this 21st century. Everything is all digital, right? So we have to use the fastest possible way to let our network be aware of what they have at their own disposal, right? So before I conclude today's sessions, these are the 5 don'ts that we do when we use sales tools, okay? When we utilize sales tools. One is that we do not, like over here, innovative. What is the meaning of that? Is that we ourselves be too creative and too innovative. We try to change or enhance the tool. Like for our testimonial books, okay, we do our own edition. Like for the videos and what, we do our own edition. We don't use the company one, we do our own one. Always we are not against newer ideas or newer innovation, but always discuss with your upline, because ultimately we have to think back, when we do this, do we really want to duplicate this in our network? Can we really duplicate this in our network? If it has got duplication value, then yes, by all means, you can go ahead. But always always discuss with your upline first, because I see most of the very good ideas or very creative, innovative ideas, it has already been done, but it cannot be duplicated down in the long run. So of course, we waste time. And then secondly, we also not only waste time, but we confuse everyone in the network. Yeah. So why don't we just use what is available, because it is duplicable. The company, how it grew is that we use back the same materials from before, although they are old materials, but they work. They will not be obsolete. So why don't we just follow? Sometimes following creates more convenience. Okay, following can also pass down the information more precise and more accurately, right? And then B is the unclear money allocation, meaning that when we get these sales tools, okay, always have this mindset of a business owner or an entrepreneur, whereby we invest in this sales tool. We buy our own CDs, we buy our own these printed materials. Sometimes when we do not have it, when we don't have these materials, we get it from our upline. Remember, you get 10 books from your upline, always pay back your upline. Although he or she is your upline, okay, but you are your own boss, right? So these kind of things, it is good to be clear and do not have a gray area whereby sometimes you think that your downline should pay, but your downline doesn't know, and sometimes there might be some arguments, because of money, right? So we are our own boss, okay? We invest in ourselves, we invest in our network. So sometimes we as uplines, how we used to encourage our downlines, sometimes we can give them, maybe part as a gift or something for them to start out, but always duplicate down the culture is that everyone should actually invest in themselves. All right. And then the D is do not know how to tee up, ABC rule, meaning that do not know how to use the tools. Always think, how do you tee up the tool? Okay, how do you tee up a video when you send the video to your friend? How do you tee up the background of the video? So I think you can only do this when you are well versed with the tool, or you are well versed with the printed materials, then you know the importance. You know why is it created in such a way, why is it presented in such a way, and what message it can bring you. So we have to be proficient at this. We have to train ourselves, and then we repeatedly do it so that we can get better at teeing up things, right? And then E is be fond of the new and tired of the old, meaning that do not think that those old materials would be obsolete and it's no use anymore. The newest materials is the best. No, actually, old is gold sometimes. Okay, the Bible has not changed since then till now, right? So it is not always new things will be better. Sometimes the old things stands the test of time because those are those basic principles or the foundations of the success. Okay, so we could always use both together, mix and match. Okay, so that will be all today for this system training. Thank you very much for being with us. So always often revisit back these 10 basic system topics so that we can duplicate down in our network, and I wish everyone all the success. Thank you very much.